All right, Kathy's. We are here alive and well out of Los Angeles, California. If you've been watching the news or been on X, you will probably have heard that there are really, really devastating fires out here in Southern California. Specifically, if you don't know Los Angeles, so like where our office sits, we're in a high rise basically in mid-Wilshire. It's pretty much adjacent to West Hollywood and Beverly Hills. And so our office has a view of basically all of Hollywood Hills, downtown LA, and then the west side of LA. And just to give you a visual or audible map, the west side of LA is where the Palisades are. And that's basically neighboring to Santa Monica and Malibu. So it's Santa Monica, Palisades, then Malibu. It's all off of PCH, and then it goes inland. And so if you're watching the news, the Palisades is, a really beautiful, rich in history community that, a lot of people that we know that we grew up with have homes in that area. There's a lot of great schools, great restaurants. It's such an incredible neighborhood. And the fire basically first started there and then kind of spread into other parts of that area, like Temescal Canyon, which if you've ever been on a hike, it's one of the most beautiful hikes in Los Angeles. And then it's kind of been seeping a little bit toward Santa Monica. And then, so that was the first fire that kind of happened.
And then it jumped PCH. So if you've been a tourist in LA, Duke's is gone.
Yeah.
Mastro's is gone.
Yeah.
Rosenthal Winery is gone.
Real Inn, I think.
Real Inn is gone.
Yeah. And these are like iconic.
Gladstone's gone.
Gladstone's gone too?
I think so.
Wow. And so PCH is basically the street that's alongside the ocean. And the way that Malibu is set up is there's kind of the west side of the street, which is homes that sit on the ocean and restaurants that sit on the ocean. The east side of the street is basically more homes, more communities that go into the hills. So historically, the fires have always been on the hillside. This fire jumped. So if you look at videos, there's videos from Will Rogers Beach, which is where we take our kids all the time. On that side of the beach, there's fires. Mm-hmm. The palm trees are on fire, and then homes started getting on fire on the beach, which is just like the irony of like being next to the water and you can't put out these flames. And so that was the original fire that started in LA 24 hours ago. Then there's a fire that broke out in Altadena, which, to put that into perspective, downtown LA, the community north of it is Highland Park and then Pasadena.
Yeah, so the landmark is Rose Bowl.
Yeah, so it's north of the Rose Bowl, northeast of the Rose Bowl. And that's where the fire started there. And that one spread even faster because it kind of really picked up at night. And so the neighboring communities like La Cañada and Pasadena all have now been evacuated. And so those were the two big fires. And then I woke up this morning and there's now several smaller fires in the valley.
Sylmar
has 700 acres, and that's the small fire. Just to put in perspective, Palisades is 12,000 acres. Mm-hmm. Altadena now is 11,000 acres. There's smaller little fires all throughout Southern California.
There was a small fire in Woodley, which is the valley.
There was a small fire down the street from my house yesterday afternoon, which caused absolute chaos because, it's a fire. And so what we witnessed and what's happened in Palisades is just completely devastating. Homes are gone. Tons of homes are gone. Schools are gone. Churches are gone. Grocery stores are gone. Restaurants are gone. The entire community has been decimated.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's gone viral on social. If you look at any of the images of Palisades, it's one of the most coveted areas in Southern California to live in.
Yep.
So a lot of people have their dream homes. For the most part, the city is over. And even if homes have survived, around them, they have not.
Yeah, the community's
gone.
Yeah. which is just horrific.
And Palisades High School's gone. The junior high's gone.
Well, I think the high school, the field was gone. I don't know if the buildings are gone.
I think it's gone. And as of 11 a.m. this morning, I have a good friend who owns Portavia that has a place in Palisades, and he said there was 0% containment.
Yeah, I don't think anything's been contained. The winds are still quite strong, and so like it's just devastating for Palisades community, Altadena community.
And we have a number of friends that have lost their homes.
I have friends that have lost their homes, lost their kids' schools. Like, I don't even know where you begin.
And here's the criminal thing. So in the last 2 weeks, insurance companies, there must be some loophole, because I have my college roommate, his fire insurance got canceled on Saturday. And then now it's spreading that in the last 2 weeks, they just started canceling people's fire insurance. I don't know what the loophole is, because I've never owned a home, so I've never actually been educated on it. But if you think about people,
well, even take a step further, the last couple of years, it's been impossible to get home insurance.
But if you have it already, how can they just cancel it?
And because everyone knew that there was going to be fires on Tuesday, except the fucking city of Los Angeles. Weather, I was watching the local weather on Saturday evening. They said high wind alert, high fire advisory. We literally said that. Why didn't we not, as a city, give our fire department all the resources they need, knowing everyone always says every year it gets worse? Okay, why aren't we preparing more every single year?
Yeah, that's obviously an institutional problem. But what I need someone in the insurance world to explain to me how.
You could probably just cause can cancel policies. I got my auto insurance canceled for no reason. You know how hard it was for me to get my auto insurance? That's not even a big deal, auto insurance.
And so the
home insurance is like your fucking house.
The devastating part is the majority of people, their net worth is in their home.
Everyone's majority of people in life.
Yeah,
their net worth is in their home. Yeah.
So you lose that, you just lost your life savings.
And we know these insurance companies are scammers.
Yes.
They're going to fuck everyone.
So the equivalent of the cartel in America is insurance and big pharma.
Yeah. Yeah. Health and home.
Health, home, auto, big pharma. That's our cartel.
So my hypothesis is that obviously insurance companies,
they'll drag this in court forever to not pay anyone. Too.
I think a lot of insurance companies will go bankrupt. That's what happened during riots. That's what happened during fires.
The gas leak in the valley.
Yeah.
They did get payouts eventually.
Yeah.
But that was a city thing.
Yeah. So I think the federal government will step in here. 100% the federal government will step in, backstop, and make sure people, I mean, you can't it's the same thing. What they should have done in Maui, what they should have done in North Carolina after
but I
hurricanes.
don't think anything.
No, because Sleepy's not going to do shit. Trump will. He's gonna help the communities.
I hope so.
I have no faith in this administration. I have a lot of faith in the next administration that you have to, dude, you can't just take people's money and not do shit with it. And that's talking about tax dollars, right?
Yep.
I don't know what the rebuild of Maui looks like. And I don't know what's happening in North Carolina after the floods. But you can't just leave citizens hanging.
So the Palisades and, a lot of Malibu was affected as well. And we have friends who've lost homes in both areas. I think you're going to see a potential, because if you live in those areas, you have money. And you're going to look, with your family and say, why do we live here?
Yeah, of course.
And I've already had a conversation with someone from Malibu that was like, I've been evacuated so many times. He'd been evacuated for a month, just got back into his house this weekend.
Yeah.
And got evacuated again. And he's like, I don't even know why we live in this state.
Yeah.
And you're going to start hearing those conversations.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them, because
and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg of why you should not live in this state. It's a fucking poorly run state. Even the fact that we let all the water go And
so the water thing is different. So Trump's using that right now. That was all the water for farmland in Central California.
Why did we let it go? Separately,
but it had nothing to do with the fires.
I know, that's fine. Why did we let it go? I'm just saying, like, they're incompetent. We cut the fire budget in this city.
That's Karen Bass.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That's incompetence.
That's it. I'm just telling you, the people in charge in California, Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, what have they done for this state from a public civil place that is better for this state than we were 10 years ago?
Cutting the fire department budget when we know every year fires are getting worse is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Stupid. Where is our mayor right now, by the way?
She's on her way home from Ghana.
Yeah, she's gone.
So the other question is, until this tragedy happened, I didn't know she was in Ghana. And then everyone's like, where's Bass? They're like, she's in Ghana for the inauguration of the president. Why are LA taxpayer dollars allowing her to go to Ghana? She's not a diplomat.
No.
She's not the vice president of the United States of America. Those are the people that go to these sorts of things.
And is Ghana our sister city? Like, what value are they providing to the city of Los Angeles?
Because think about it. She's going to have security.
Yeah.
She's going to have her staff.
Yeah.
Transportation.
Millions of dollars.
Yes.
To send her to Ghana.
We could have funded the fire department.
Yeah. I'm just, this is what I'm talking about. Like, why people want to leave.
So we both voted for Caruso, right?
Yeah.
And
he went off on the local news.
He went
night.
off. So if you're a Bass supporter, how do you justify this? What do you think they say? It didn't affect us.
Yeah, of course. It's rich people.
Yeah.
And by the way, Altadena and Pasadena are not just rich people.
Yeah.
Of course, they have beautiful homes there too.
Multiple tiers of classes.
Yeah. There's rich people there too, but like, come on.
There's also rough neighborhoods out there too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you going to do for those people? They have no schools. That's where they get their food. That's where they get their childcare. What are you going to do? The fuck are you going to do? I think it's just the level of incompetence in this state and no accountability. Like, we just keep electing people that do not have to deliver. Well, we in every other parts of society, we hold people accountable. You get fired. I think if you had an election next week, Caruso's winning, Bass out. I'm telling you, the same thing would happen with Trump. People are fucking sick of it. We're done with incompetence. You have to at least pretend like you're going to do something for us. Right now, I'll tell you, I was jokingly telling someone in our office, I'm like, here's the problem with your party, talking about the Democrats. I was like, the biggest challenge for the Democrats is that when the way they view the world doesn't address how the way people normally feel. People normally, genuinely are selfish. And not in a bad way. They care about their family. They care about their roads. They care about their community, their school, their church, their temple, their basketball team, whatever. They're local. They care about what affects them. When you start uncovering some of the decisions made by the Democrats over the years, whether it be in the local level, the federal level, the state level, they chose other people's better interest than our own. That is the fundamental problem in politics today, where the ad to me that won Trump's the election was, they care about I care about you, right? And he was referring to
even James Carville, who's like one of the leading Democratic strategists for the last 4 decades.
Yep. He
said the problem with the Democratic Party is everyone just focused on Trump and not the voters.
Yeah, exactly. And I think right now, if you guys like, LA is sadly like devastated from what has happened. It is an opportune time to change the tune and be like, we have to protect our citizens, the locals. What are you going to do for all these people that don't have a home, don't have school, don't have a church, don't have a park? What are you going to do? Can you imagine waking up to no home, no school, no park, no grocery store?
Yeah, I have friends who woke up this morning to that.
What do you do? What is our city going to do for these people? It's what happened during the hurricanes. It's what happened in Maui. And I don't know if anyone did anything for anybody.
Probably not. And I don't have hope that they will.
Yeah, that's horrible. It's really, really bad. And
that's why I think of those communities that were severely affected, you're going to see an exodus.
Yeah.
How can you stay?
You can't.
So even if you have a home that lasted the Palisades fire, you can't go back.
You can. I think you will. Communities have been rebuilt in LA. We've witnessed it in our lifetime. Communities that were burned to the ground and people came back during the riots, during the 92 fires, all those things. Those communities were torched and they came back. Here's the problem. It's not a problem. People love where they live. And no matter what, right now, everyone's really mad. Everyone's frustrated. They're sad. They're devastated. If not them, someone else will move in, right? Like, it's just what it is. I think the insurance has to be restructured in this state dramatically. And some of the state regulators have to work with insurance companies, and we have to get people's homes insured. We have to get people's cars insured. It's unacceptable. Do you know how many people do not have insurance? They're going to just, what do you do? And what do you own? Dirt?
I was talking to people in those areas. They have told me that even some of the people that do have fire insurance, it's minimal because it's so damn expensive.
Yeah.
So they can't even afford the insurance.
Yeah.
So they take the lowest level coverage and your house is gone. So you're fucked.
Yeah. It's devastating. And I think, we're sitting here, today's Wednesday afternoon. None of the smaller fires, the really small ones, the 1 acre, 2 acre fires seem to be getting contained. The winds feel like they're a little bit lighter today than last night, but it doesn't look like the wind's going to really subside till this evening.
Yeah, and that's a moving
and it's
target.
Hot.
Yeah, it's a moving target too, because we were told by 6 a.m. that the winds would stop. And now it's another 12 hours.
And it's 72 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And that's on this side of town. In the valley, it's probably 75, 77, 78 years. I don't know what it is in Palisades and Topanga and Calabasas. And then now, if when I look outside this office, it's a black smoke around the city.
Yeah. The sky, even in the areas aren't affected, are nuts.
Yeah. You can't go outside.
Yeah.
The air quality is horrible. When do you open schools back up in the city? When do you what do you how does the city get itself back? Right now, we can't even contain the fire.
Yeah. So if you think about LA's history, 94 Northridge earthquake was devastating, but homes actually held up.
Yeah.
They just need to get foundation rebuilt, and you have to move out for a year or two.
Yeah.
I haven't seen in my lifetime a city look like Palisades.
No. I mean, it was just leveled. It was like a bomb.
I don't really remember the 93 fires. I know that was a big one.
It was big. This is going to end up being worse because the other thing is
well, the property value is more, so the damage is going to be insane.
And the insurance. There's no fucking insurance. And these insurance companies are scammers and they're going to screw everyone.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a CEO of a insurance company, you need to beef up your security because while the United Healthcare is tragic, I don't condone any murder. There's a reason why the anger exists.
Yeah. And you're talking about blocks of city.
I would argue healthcare is worse because people are dying.
Yeah.
I think there was only 2 deaths
so far.
You're talking healthcare is killing millions every year.
Yeah, but this isn't 24 hours.
Yeah.
This is not even 24 hours. It was 12 hours, 30, 40,000 people affected, right? In 12 hours. It's a lot of people. Think about it. When you think about tragedies in America, that it's affected 30, 40, 50, 100,000 people. There it hasn't been that many.
Yeah, no.
You're sub 100 probably.
Even at school pickup today, the people where we live aren't affected, but all their friends are fucked.
Yeah. What are you going to do? We have friends staying in hotels. We have friends that went to Palm Springs. We have friends that left town, and they all live in that neighborhood, and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, no.
When do you get to come back? Because the fire's not contained.
Well, your house is gone. You can't come back.
Yeah, but even just to start the process.
I saw an image of a person we know's house. It's completely gone.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's just dirt.
Yeah. Fires are scary. There was a I was watching the local news last night, and they did a time lapse of 26 seconds of a tree on one side of a dirt road at a mountain.
Yep.
And how quickly the embers came to the other side. And within 25 seconds, boom, whole thing just gone. It's like seconds. It's like and it's scary because, like, you know, people are giving you these warnings and people kind of wait till the last minute to leave, and it becomes scary. Like,
so just to think about solutions, because we've talked about so far is the devastation. Eli Gill, he's kind of famous in Silicon Valley as an investor, and he's big on Twitter. And he had a tweet, so he was trying to give solutions rather than just, you know, criticism.
Yep.
He said, massive fires in highly populated areas are preventable. It is policy decisions that allow them to happen. California continues to put citizens' lives and property at risk for no good reason. Historical strategies include controlled burns, removal of fallen wood, cleaning dense areas, and fix the aging water reservoir infrastructure. And he's like, all of these are policy changes, not just climate change.
Yeah. Those are pretty reasonable solutions that we should be able to put resources behind it. This is way more expensive than cutting the budget.
Oh, this is tens and tens of billions of dollars.
Tens. I mean, when you start talking about those homes on PCH, each one's $100 million.
Yeah. And those restaurants,
businesses.
And the trickle down effect is even in the areas where there's no effect, there's no one going to the restaurants.
By the way, there's no traffic in the city.
There's none.
My wife took the kids down to Orange County just because they need to be outside. They're like,
better air, whatever.
Yeah, they just go and play. 50 minutes to get from West Hollywood to Huntington Beach. That's not normal. There's literally no one on the road. No one, you know, a lot of I'm on a lot of restaurant email lists, all closed. No one wants to come. Everyone's mood is everyone's so scared. Everyone's freaked out. It's really bad.
Yeah, I was on Cannon and it was a ghost town. Not a single car, not one person in any restaurant.
It's sad. I've been just watching the news all day. Like, it just sucks.
Yeah.
It's not like there's nothing to. I did see something funny. Someone said, who's the sick fuck ordering Uber Eats from Chipotle right now in Altadena? Oh, man. I will tell you a funny story of someone who listens to the pod. Unfortunately, he's dealing with some shit right now with the fires. But he texted me. I was with him in New Year's Eve and in Mexico. And he's like, I knew it was all going to go downhill once I ran into Mel Gibson on New Year's Eve.
Because he's Jewish.
Yes. But yeah, it all is, it's really sad. So all the Kathys out there living in LA, stay safe.
It's sorry, just to add, like, we pay the highest taxes of any state.
Yeah.
Other than New York. I think New York's a little higher.
Yeah. But we pay high taxes, high property tax,
the highest property tax,
highest insurance. And we have dumb fucks.
And the city's burning
because they don't have the most basic things. They can't. It's so frustrating and so upsetting.
And the people that actually got affected the most are the people that pay the highest taxes.
Yes. At least take care of the rich.
That's where the money's coming.
Yeah. They're the ones supporting all the taxes in the state. I
saw a person on Twitter that we know. He's a Bass supporter, like, fighting back.
Yeah.
What are you fighting back on?
No, it's over. It's a wrap. She should resign.
She should
fucking
resign.
Step down. It's disgusting. It's incompetence. Like, you can't, like.
And it was so clear during the election process.
Yeah.
It just became a race thing, to be honest.
Yeah. And
because a lot of Los Angeles isn't a white city.
No, not at all. I mean, dude, so I downloaded this app, Watch Duty, that I think everyone was kind of downloading, and I set the alerts, and it's the number of fires are picking up. They're not going down.
No.
Like I just got a notification, Lydia Fire, Soledad Canyon, 5700 block. Like it's a brand new fire. It didn't exist.
Yeah.
And these fires are just huge. 10,000 acres, 2,000 acres. All right. Well, everyone stay safe out there. They've set up a lot of evacuation centers. Reach out if you're in any of the affected areas. And, all the Cathys that don't live in LA, like just check in on the friends in the neighborhoods. Everyone could use a positive note right now. It's going to be a tough way back for a lot of people here.
Yep.
All right. So let's move on to some news and distract ourselves for a little bit. We're going to start with my favorite LA company. My favorite LA company right now is a company called Whatnot. And I've talked about it. I've posted about it. I think it's one of the biggest opportunities for creators right now. And I said this last year that live streaming shopping, it's extremely big in China. And everyone kind of gave up on it in America, that it's never going to come. It came last year. Last year was the breakout year, and the breakout company was Whatnot. It's based out of LA. It started in the collectible space. Specifically, it started with Funko Pops. And then it went to collectibles and trading cards. And it has now just become, it's on fire. And they just announced a very large fundraise today of $300 million at a $5 billion valuation by some pretty big investors. Was it Greylock or Greycroft or one of those? And then DST and all the big dogs like A16 and all those guys are already investors in the business. Google is a huge investor in the business. This is exciting because I think it's validating what's happening in retail in general. Everyone's kind of down on retail at the moment. It's just shifting. There's new platforms. It's similar to Shein is happening, and they have a third-party marketplace. You can participate in that. Temu is happening. They have a third-party marketplace. And then Whatnot's happening. And, at Ghost, we work with a lot of the largest Whatnot streamers. And I could tell you these businesses are fucking big. They are moving real volume. And it's so new that you don't need to have a following from anywhere else. Like you could go tomorrow, and if you wanted to be the hat guy, you could be the hat guy on Whatnot and build a few thousand followers and have a business you can make a living off of.
So they're doing $3 billion in GMV.
Yeah.
And they're valued at $5 billion, like you said. So yeah, all the big dogs are invested.
Yeah.
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
So where is that $3 billion come removed from? That's a lot of GMV.
It could be coming from eBay.
Well, maybe not.
Not yet. I think I think it's just
because it's a zero-sum game. Like consumer growth grows at 5-6%, something like that.
It's coming. 3 billion aggregate of retail is nothing, though, right? So like if you take you took 5% from Big Lots, 3% from Forever 21, 1% from Walmart. Like you start peeling off a little bit here and there. 3 billion, the grand scheme of retail is still a drop in the bucket. It's just, it's nothing crazy, but it's a very big number when you're a fast growing business.
Yeah. And are these new content creators, you think?
Yeah, they are.
It's not someone with the TikTok following that just jumps to Whatnot.
No, it's all new. They have, those people are coming now too. Like Cool Kicks is on Whatnot. They're one of the biggest creators on Whatnot and they're crushing it. But they just started on Whatnot like less than 6 months ago and they're crushing it. So like there's a whole new generation of creators that literally built their kind of business on the back of Whatnot. Right. And now are thinking about, should I do brick and mortar? Should I sell on eBay? Should I sell on StockX? live in general is the opportunity right now. It's a 2-horse race. I don't think eBay is a real player in it. I don't think Poshmark's a real player in it. I do not think Amazon's a player. It's TikTok versus Whatnot. Whatnot's digital product experience with 3, 5, 10-second auctions is so addicting. I've bought shit on there for no reason. Because they're like, all right, come on, everyone. It's moving so fast. It's fun and it's entertaining.
But if you go on Whatnot, it's with the intent to purchase, right?
Yeah. It's also entertaining. These creators are funny. They're just like a deal from Cool Kicks is like yelling at his customers.
Yeah.
Really funny. And I think I highly recommend downloading it and just playing around with it because I think there's a lot of opportunity there. And I think it's so early in the game because I know 3 billion sounds like a lot, but
the people underwriting at 5 are expecting it to be 15 billion.
Yeah. And I think if you just look at what is the GMV of eBay? GMV. Let's see here. Okay.
So it definitely affects StockX and GOAT.
Yeah, it could. There could be some growth taken out of that. So eBay does 80 billion.
GMV or revenue?
GMV. That's not much.
No, it's not. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what it says. I said eBay's gross merchandise value last quarter, 18 billion. So I assume Q4 was up, probably to 75. Not big.
No.
They've really hit a.
They got lucky they bought PayPal.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the. So it's interesting. I think TikTok Shop, Whatnot are very exciting places to be if you're a creator or someone that wants to get into e-commerce. That's where I would be spending my time. I probably wouldn't be spending my time anywhere else. It's like a level playing field still. You just have to sell the right stuff.
Yeah, and eBay decreased year over year.
There you go. They took it from them.
By 0.2%. So the numbers adds up.
Yeah, it's enough. If they go 1% this year, they're going an extra billion.
And a lot of LA people in the tech space all invest in it. So they're going to make a fortune.
Yeah, it's a great. And Grant, who's the co-founder and I don't know if he's co-CEO or CEO, I had dinner with maybe a month ago. He's really fucking smart. Very impressive. I've got a chance to meet with a lot of founders over the last couple of years, and he was knockout. Talking to him, I got really excited about what they were doing and how he thinks about things, and very impressive guy. And I think I'm very bullish that they're going to just explode. I think this last year was their breakout from a revenue standpoint. I think they go mainstream this year. You now, after hearing this on the pod, you'll now know people in 6 months, oh, my friend does Whatnot. My mom does Whatnot. It's going to start happening.
Yeah. It's good.
So it's pretty exciting. The other big news, we're shitting on eBay, but eBay just struck a big deal, actually. Secretly, one of the biggest marketplaces in the world that isn't really monetized is Facebook. It's huge for local, right? Furniture. I want to pick up, a sofa, a bed, all kinds of stuff. Facebook Marketplace also has a lot of fraud, a lot of bullshit going on in that place. But they just struck a deal with eBay where some eBay listings will start being linked through Facebook Marketplace. Huge for eBay.
Yeah, the stock popped almost 10% just on the news.
It's the news. We don't even know what the impact is.
Yeah.
So that just tells you the lack of innovation that's been happening at eBay, that they're just your links are on Facebook Marketplace and you get 10% appreciation. That's all it is, your link.
I hear people transacting on Facebook Marketplace. I don't hear anyone who's on eBay. I know they do 73 billion in GMV, so it's clearly...
You want to know a big category for them? Auto parts.
Okay. Just because it's the easiest place to get it?
Yes.
Because you don't want to go to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah, and there's also different cars have very specific things, and if you have an older car, a foreign car, auto parts is a huge category for eBay.
Interesting, yeah.
That's
Because clothes no one's doing anymore.
There's no way the clothing business there is good.
And it used to be 20 years ago. Yeah.
I used to buy so much shit off there. I'm sure it's big still, but not. I had a friend in high school, which is what, 25 years ago, over 25 years ago. His father used to sell ink cartridges.
I remember.
Yeah. I bet you ink cartridges is still big on eBay. That seems like a business.
It's the random products that you don't think about. Like you're saying auto parts, probably industrial parts.
Yeah.
Plumbing.
Just random shit. I think that's where they live and that's where they're going to. I just don't see them breaking back into mainstream shit anymore. Who's going to wake up today to sell on eBay when you could sell on StockX, Goat, Whatnot, Poshmark, Depop, Facebook? There's so much more relevant.
And the experience is just way better on all the platforms you just listed.
Yeah.
Their product's better.
Yeah. eBay looks like it did in 1996 still.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
They made all their money off PayPal.
And they have Venmo too.
Does eBay? Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah. StubHub?
But they spun out PayPal.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works.
I don't know if they got any benefit from it.
No, they definitely did. The same shareholders owned Paripasu on the PayPal spin out.
Yeah. Other interesting business news. I had the TV on yesterday because of fire stuff. Some guy gets on there. Trump introduces him. He's given $20 billion. I don't even know who this guy is.
From Dubai, right?
Dubai. Hussein Sajwani, DAMAC Properties, is giving $20 billion to the United States. The first phase is it will take place in Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, which is, something that, Trump had promised that money would flow into those markets. It sounds like it's a real estate investment. And that he said, I remember a month ago, anyone who invests more than $1 billion will get expedited permits.
Look, from Hussein Sajwani's perspective, it's a smart investment because this is
his inroad into America.
Yeah. And now you're going to get the meeting with Tim Cook.
Yeah.
You're going to get a meeting with Zuck.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whoever you want to meet.
By the way, you want to know a power Trump move? Go get somebody, some Egyptian, Saudi billionaire to go give $50 billion to rebuild Altadena and Palisades.
Yeah.
You don't tell me one of those oligarchs don't got 50 billion?
They all do.
Okay. It could be the oligarch fund. They each pitching 10 bill each. They help rebuild Palisades and they get the rights to rebuild all the homes.
If you're a foreign you have to be worth tens of billions of dollars. But if you're a foreign person in a country that typically doesn't get access in America to the biggest people, this is like the easiest time ever for you to come in, write a check. Donald's going to say, you get to meet Elon immediately.
Yeah. Which is hot. You get that pick.
And then you get to meet everyone.
Yeah.
And it's up to you and how you take advantage of that.
Yeah. Great. Bring the money into the country. We're going to need it.
And everyone's writing the $1 million checks for the inauguration.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a tax.
If I had it, I would do it in a second. I was like, I would love to write. I saw what you get.
Yeah, I saw it too.
You
it's all
picture,
over.
You get to go to all the events. It's fun. I'd write the $1 million. If I had that, that'd be fun.
Make it a ghost expense.
We don't do any business with the federal government. If we did, maybe I could if I write the check. I would love that pick with the thumbs up.
It's actually kind of crazy that $1 million gets you access to the most powerful people in the world.
It's nothing. People blow that at like Super Bowl.
I mean, people did it for Obama. They did it for Biden. They're doing it for Trump.
I wish I had it. I would do it. It's good for something. You can make $1 million off knowing the president.
Well, you can make $1 million being able to be in the same room as everyone else who wrote the $1 million.
Yeah. I'm with Jeff. Hey, what's up with Amazon?
Yeah, prioritize my
listings.
But I mean, I just want to be clear. This has been the age-old game in politics forever. It just seems like the tech world is all jumping in on this one. They jumped in on Obama.
Yeah.
So you could have got it on Obama.
Yep.
And Biden, I don't think they jumped in, but now they're jumping back into Trump.
Yeah. Pretty hot content. Well, we'll have to see who else writes the next check. More checks coming.
Yeah. I mean, every taxi already has.
Yeah.
Satya wrote it.
Who else? But that's the 1 million.
Yeah, the 1 million.
I want the 20 billion.
Oh, that's going to be foreign people, not Americans.
Americans. We also don't have that kind of money.
And you also need $1 million to get access.
Yeah. And
if you're from Dubai, you need 20 billion.
20 billion. That's the price. Amazing. All right. So moving on. My guy, Sam Altman.
Yeah.
Not my guy.
That's your guy. You just said it.
He's not my guy. Take it all back. I said this early on. There's something off with this guy. Something's fishy. His sister filed a lawsuit claiming sexual abuse.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure his brother also had insinuated that was happening as well at some point. That was the rumor. No one ever confirmed that. But she's claiming between 1997 and 2006, she was sexually abused.
Yep.
That's an insane claim.
So mom, Sam's brother, Jack, and Sam wrote a statement yesterday.
Yeah.
Saying that they're claiming she was mentally ill. And
why do you think she became mentally ill?
Look, it's not up for us to.
Everyone else is in the pockets. Sam pays everyone's bill. If Sam's paying your bill, you're going to go along with Sam, right?
Yeah. I mean, look.
Claiming that she took money out of the father's 401k and it was about money and this and that.
I do think the OpenAI glory days are behind them.
Meaning?
As a company.
Oh, yeah. I saw that in All In. That
they did a great job of breaking it down.
Yeah. Like it peaked.
Yeah, because Gemini is better already.
I haven't used it yet.
It's just, you have to pay for it.
I'll pay for it. I pay for ChatGPT.
I know. I see all your employees using it.
Yeah. We pay.
Apparently Gemini is better. And then XI is going to be better.
I've started using Grok. It's fucking good.
But Elon's not going to let Sam win.
No.
He'll put $100 billion himself.
Yeah.
To make sure he doesn't win. He's worth $450 billion, I think, right now.
I'm all in on Zuck. Whatever Zuck is, Zuck's the man.
Yeah, Zuck with the $900,000 watch and his little
trust and safety video. Love it. I love it. By the way, switching topic, Zuck comes in with the power move and brings on Dana White to his board.
Yeah.
What a move.
He really likes MMA.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a fabric of the business. It's important to fight. Can you imagine if you had told someone 5 years ago that on the board of Facebook, Dana White would be on it?
It would be inconceivable.
No one would believe that.
No one.
Even a year ago, you wouldn't have believed that.
A year ago, you could believe it.
When he started training.
When he went on Rogan talking MMA for 3.5 hours.
He's rocking a Miri, has his $900,000 watch on, and has Dana White on his board. He is no different than any other guy on TikTok.
What's funny is he went oppo his own brand. This is the thing with Zuck, and obviously he's a genius and one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time. He has no identity. He was the black hoodie guy. Then he was the black t-shirt guy. Now he's a Miri and $900,000 watch guy.
Yeah.
That's not like a consistent through thread.
No, he's trying to be on trend. The black hoodie thing was cool when he was doing it, right? And now he's just like, yeah, now kids want to, you got to be able to fight and got to look fly.
Hey, I have no hate on it. I mean, he can buy $1,900,000 watches.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I love it. I love it. And the big news out of them was they're basically changing their, call it censorship policy at Facebook. And the team that will monitor is moving from California to Texas because of political reasons. And basically they kind of pulled back on what their original thought was around how they would govern the speech on Meta.
So I have no issue with them changing their stance and how they did it.
Yeah, you're allowed to evolve.
But I just don't want to hear the moral ground. What the right speech should have been, because did you watch his whole 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever it was? He tried to make it seem like, morality, this, that, we got it. We shouldn't have done this and that. That's not true. What's true is the country has changed. What you should say is the people have spoken and this is what they want. Yep. Not to act like you're morally now enlightened, because
he's allowed to be, though. He's allowed to be.
But if it was a different administration, he would have kept doing what he was doing. And that's fine. He owes it to his shareholders to create value. And the people have spoken. They don't want censorship. Just say that.
That's fine. That's a fair call out. I think that's totally okay.
Because if you listen to his speech, it's like, oh my God, I just figured it out. Like,
well, then at least he followed up with Dana White. I don't know who else. I saw the other two people he put on the board. One's an investor. One's, I think, a founder of something.
There's three new guys.
Yeah. I don't know who got kicked out.
I mean, it doesn't matter. He has all the super voting shares. He gets to do whatever he wants.
I mean, if that was the case, then why didn't you put Dana White,
Israel Adesanya,
Mike Amiri, and whoever created that watch?
And he likes Israel Adesanya. That's his hero.
Put those three on. You have full control. You might as well have fun at your board meeting. Yeah. Who gives a shit?
I agree.
I can't wait till that first board meeting.
I'd put LiAngelo Ball on the board.
We'll talk about winner of the week. All right. I don't think we have anything else. Let's move to winners, losers content. Who's your winner of the week?
Clearly LiAngelo Ball.
I was going to go with LeVar Ball.
Both. The whole Ball family.
I think LeVar Ball is the greatest dad ever.
He might be. So LeVar Ball, for people who don't follow sports, has 2 NBA All-Stars currently.
Yes.
Or I guess LaMelo has made the All-Star team. I don't know if Lonzo has. Yeah. But anyway, so
they're stars.
They're stars. And his third son was at UCLA, made a roster for training camp.
Yeah, but I
don't think he ever played. So he'd kind of been lost in the last couple of years. Like, oh, what's LiAngelo up to? Now he's the biggest rapper on the planet.
Whoa. He's hot. I was listening to that song on the treadmill today. So the way that I discover music, because I'm a boomer, I'm not like on SoundCloud or TikTok discovering music. I just go to Spotify top 50. And if the name of the artist looks interesting, I'll just hit it. If I think it's like some weird pop thing, I won't listen to it. If it's country, if it's rap, if it's house, I'll listen to it. I see LiAngelo Ball like number 10.
Oh, you hadn't even heard of it yet.
No. I saw LiAngelo Ball is number 10. So then I hit it. And then obviously I go on TikTok right away to search it. And I see everyone's like, whoa.
So TikTok is the entire TikTok feed. Doesn't even matter what your algorithm is. You've heard this song. And when the Lions won Sunday night, the song didn't even get as big as it is now. Yeah. This is how quickly things move in the internet age. The Lions do like Jared Goff does his speech. Yeah. And then some guy goes, put that G-Lo on. And then the whole locker room's dancing to it. Then the entire 76ers are dancing to it. The Chicago Bulls, obviously because Alonzo, they're dancing to it in the locker room. Yeah. I saw the Brooklyn Nets dancing to it. Baron Davis had Draymond Green they have a podcast together, and Baron Davis asked Draymond Green, have you heard of this song? He goes, no, what are you talking about? And then he plays it and he goes, oh, this shit hits. And then he starts singing.
By the way,
Kai Cenat is dancing to it. Yeah. Neon is the streamer that put him on. Yeah. Because he leaked it. Neon leaked it on his stream. Okay. And then it went berserk.
By the way, it was co-written by Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, so apparently Lonzo produced and wrote it, and LiAngelo is just the performer. And he now is performing at Rolling Loud.
Yeah, I saw that. I want to see him perform. Put him at Coachella.
I mean, I gotta imagine across the country, the biggest song of the night in any club is this.
Yes. For this weekend.
For this weekend.
Yeah. G-Lo.
He probably will have an appearance fee this weekend.
Yeah, he'll get paid.
Someone will pay him.
Yeah. Why not? He has to perform that at All-Star Weekend.
Yeah. I could save the NBA.
I literally, after that, I was like, I think the Ball family can save the NBA. The family's so hot.
So, Kevin Stamler, our close friend, he has season tickets to Lakers.
Yeah.
He told me that it's dynamic pricing for games.
Yeah.
And he's like, you would never guess what a top 5 game is. The Hornets, because of LaMelo.
Yeah.
And they're not even good.
LaMelo's kids' basketball shoe is one of the top selling. I think it is the top selling. Kyrie, Antez are top selling. LaMelo's is also top selling.
Yeah, they're probably, outside of LeBron and Steph, the 2 biggest stars in the NBA.
Yeah, for kids, I think they're the biggest star.
For definitely the TikTok generation, LaMelo is.
I fucking love LaMelo Ball. I've always liked him. I took a picture with him when he was 16 years old.
I remember you and LeVar.
I took me, LeVar, and LaMelo. Oh, I love it.
You got to give LeVar credit.
Yeah.
All 3 are crushing it.
Crushing it.
And I guess G-Lo had a little run up at UCLA, but whatever. He's a kid.
Stole some shit. I stole shit too when I was a kid.
Yeah, but not in China.
I didn't get invited. If I got invited, I would have stole some shit there.
But yeah, no, it's how do you have 2 NBA stars and now a star rapper?
The song's number 8 now.
It's only getting bigger.
It's going to only get bigger.
I see all the people in your office dancing to it.
Whoa. It's hot. I love it. I'm all in on the LeVar Ball family.
Yeah,
they're a great American story.
And SoCal, Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah, incredible. Big shout out. Who's your loser?
Losers, state of California, policies, politicians.
Yeah.
Everyone's suffering.
I agree. It's horrible. It's disgusting and it's horrible. I
Yeah.
don't even know, I can't comprehend what people are going through.
I can't comprehend how. So a lot of people on Twitter are like, oh, this is not the time to talk politics.
It's always the time.
This is the time.
Yeah, there's only time you get change.
Because the politics can actually change.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the absolute time to talk about it. And I think it doesn't have to be the fight of the people that are dealing with it, but people on the outside can fucking deal with it.
Yeah, and Karen Bass needs to resign.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I agree. Content. Whoa.
Yeah. Give me that Jello. That's the Lions guys.
It's so good. It is just one of the more amazing.
It's also how you got to credit the streamer.
Yeah.
Because if Neon didn't leak
I'm sure
it,
the streamers put on so many songs. We just only caught this one.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happening every week.
My favorite part of the song is when these super famous social media people hear it for the first time and they're just like, whoa, this is sick.
Well, you have to now, right?
Yeah.
You're like an idiot if you don't. Yeah. By the way, I saw Moneybag Yo and Little Boozy say, send me the track. I want to jump on it. I guarantee you by the end of this weekend, the biggest rappers will all be on it.
Little Yachty was dancing to it on his TikTok. Hit 10 million followers.
Yeah.
And you have to put your hat to the side.
Because that's how G-Lo wears it?
Yeah.
So G-Lo's basically the biggest. He might bring rap back.
He could. He'll be on tour this summer. He'll be at every festival.
Yeah.
He needs to be at Coachella.
They should book him right away. G-Lo at Coachella, go watch him.
At least maybe Revolve Fest should book him.
Oh, steal him before.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'd pop into Revolve Fest if G-Lo's there. He's a draw.
Yeah, he's a draw. I would if you told me he's performing at some Palladium tomorrow, I'm getting tickets.
Yeah,
I'm showing up because I want to see what else he's got.
This was his second song.
Okay,
there was the first song that went big too, but
he's
not
gonna
as
get
big
a
as
song with some mega artists now.
Yeah, you'd think if every big artist is gonna be on it.
Why not? It's fun. It's just fun.
And
which is what
not
rap
only
should
that,
be.
it's if you're a rapper or any artist that's been around for a while, it's so hard to stay relevant for a long time. Very few have done it.
Yeah.
It's single digit in our lifetime, at least in the rap game. This is your chance.
Yeah. It's awesome. All right. My content was I got really delayed on my flight back home for New Year's. I watched White Man Can't Jump with Jack Harlow and
The new one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the new one.
Unbelievable content.
Who's the black character?
He's a popular actor. He's really good. I just saw him I was watching that movie Carry On. He was one of the stars of Carry On too. He's a really good actor. It was so good. I loved it. Incredible. And the other thing was a podcast I listened to on Invest Like the Best, an episode with Brad Jacobs. He's a guy that has helped found and rolled up a bunch of companies in specifically supply chain and logistics. He was a really good interview. It was really fun and entertaining. So I would highly recommend that episode. All right. So we now got some comments from the YouTube at Aaron Jensen. First one, I do not enjoy the commentary from the green coat guy. Anand. Yellow coat guy, highly intelligent and enjoyable. D.
He just must hate H1Bs.
Yeah. Amber Gez. Listening to D complain about his race and people being profiled because of H1B is hilarious. That's what you voted for, G.
Here's a big one.
Oh, from my cousin. Which cousin?
Archana.
Okay.
And Kishan.
Okay. I say this with a lot of love and affection and respect. All of H1B ain't the problem. Why can't you see that? You're a smart guy. We share genes. Come on. H1B carves the path for high talent individuals to immigrate to the land of opportunities, helping companies here grow. It's very specialized visa with a country cap. Less than 100,000 are being handed out a year to Indians. Is it a good program? Yes. Does it have a problem? Yes. One problem is the low wage. Up that wage. That wage hasn't been updated by the USCIS in over a decade during the cost of living has gone up so much in every state. But that low wage problem is such a small percentage of H-1Bs. The companies you named, Google, Amazon, hire H-1Bs at the same wages they would hire an American citizen. I am proof of this. And so are my teammates and my brother, my husband, my cousin, all my friends. I've interviewed citizens and H-1Bs for open positions in my team, and I can tell you, pay is not the discriminating factor. We pay them the same. Now there are companies exploiting the H-1B low wage. Ashwin had a graph he shared with Anand. We'll put that in. That's mostly from consulting firms in India. Increasing the wage would take care of that instantly. Infosys will stop sponsoring H-1B for workers from India and keep projects in India overnight outsourced. Yes, but you seem to be okay with that. H-1Bs, I'm okay with outsourcing. H-1Bs are bound to the job. If I lose my job tomorrow, I have 90 days to find a similar job, or I will have to leave the country. H-1Bs pay some of the highest taxes and yet receive no benefits. Our Social Security tax has no way of making it back to us because our path to citizenship is so murky. H-1Bs, as yourself pointed out, are very law-abiding residents, maybe just from fear of losing our job and having to leave the country. All in all, H-1B program is great for our country, great for the economy, great for the companies, great for a competitive talent market. Just tweak the wage, clear the green card queue. I didn't say it was bad.
The YouTube commentary, the green coat guy, he's not going to like that shout out.
Yeah. I actually I never said I had a problem with H-1B. I said there could be flaws with the H-1B that you have to address.
Sure.
Some people are exploiting it.
It's just good to hear perspective from an actual
H-1B.
H-1B.
I agree. And I here's the thing is that similar to...
I think every program has flaws.
Yeah, but that's
right?
the problem is that like historically in the last like decade, we never questioned things. We just started accepting things. And Trump came out and said he likes the program. So that's good. The program is now probably going to grow. And there should be a path to citizenship. And I made it very clear that like if you're a law-abiding tax-paying citizen, like a tax-paying, visa holder, why not a path to citizenship? The big problem in this country is there is not a good legal immigration plan at all. And I think the people in the administration now are going to focus on that.
Yeah, I've heard the odds from our cousins, because we have a handful that are H-1Bs. The odds of them becoming citizens under the current
structure
process, it's zero.
Yeah.
And what she brings up a great point. They're paying Social Security taxes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think this administration will point those things out. There is still an underlying race issue that the country just has to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a tough one to overcome because if you don't look like them, they're not going to support you. It's just reality.
They not like us.
They not like us. Yeah, exactly. It's a whole song about it. So those are things that you just have to like reconcile in people's heads. Like, how do you explain? And I think the path is showing, look how much value we've created. That should be the path. Instead, I just don't, I like her argument way better than the arguments that I saw on Twitter. The arguments on Twitter were defensive. That shit don't work.
Yep.
This was not defensive.
Well, because I think the arguments that you saw on Twitter were from Indians that are actually born here. Yeah. So she's actually gone through the system.
Yeah. But because it's also not like, to me, it's not emotional. I think when you get emotion into an argument, you fucking lose every single time. And that was on an emotional argument where I'm like, all right, these are all valid points. I can accept them. Like, they're right. They feel right. And I think if you took that to the Doge, they would put work into it.
Yeah, she should submit it to the Doge.
Yeah, I think if you eloquently put it like this and submit it to Doge, you'll have people. The problem is everyone on Twitter made it about race.
Yep.
And then you lose that's
but
too much noise.
It's that what we said, the second generation Indians think they're white.
Yeah, white privilege. Yeah. And I think they're ruining it for that. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I agree. Great points. And they're prime examples of success in America. And I said that.
Generational changing.
I was literally talking about them when I say people that have, been successful in America with the H-1B. So good work, guys. Anything else? That's it. All right. Stay safe. If you have friends in Southern California, check in on them. It's going to be a rough couple days till things subside, and enjoy your weekend.